So the Springboks have just announced their lineup to take on England in the semi-final of the Rugby World Cup, and they have gone pretty similar to what we did see in their last outing where they were able to defeat the host nation France. This is going to be an epic clash, a rematch of the Rugby World Cup final, but jumping straight into it, the Springboks lineup will be as follows. Number 1, Stephen Kitsoff. Number 2, Bongion Manambi. He had a little bit of a shoulder injury at the end of the last fixture, but he is 100% to play in this one. Number 3, Franz Malherbe. So sticking with the same front row as they did have in their last contest. In the locking duo will be Eben Etzebeth at number 4 and Franco Mostert as the number 5. The same combo. Mostert not quite getting those line-out turnovers that he would have liked up against the French. But I guess the big reasoning for that is we didn't really see a whole heap of lineouts, but Eben Etzebeth, fantastic performance in the quarterfinals. He'll be going head-to-head with Maro Itoje. In this one, in the loose forward trio, number 6, it is the captain, Sia Khaleesi. Number 7, Peter Steptoe, and then number 8, they have gone with Dwayne Vermeulen. So no changes across the 4-pack for the Springboks. That is certainly one that most people didn't predict. And the thing is, when you look at this backline, it's a whole lot of the same as well. Number 9, Kobus Reinach, and number 10, Mani Lebok. So going with the 2 youngsters at 9 and 10, leaving Andre Pollard to come off the bench, just like the last contest. I think a few people were expecting to see Pollard or perhaps Faf de Klerk injected into the starting side, but instead the Boks deciding that first half up against the French, it was working. And at the end of the day, that was when the Springboks were scoring most of their points. Number 11, it is Cheslin Kolbe, for me the man of the match of the last game. Not only did he score himself a try, not only did he have over 100 metres run, but he also charged down that kick that could have changed the momentum of the game. And in the end, the Boks winning by 1 point, that kick being worth 2. Number 12, it is Damien Dialendi, with number 13 being Jesse Creel. Now at this point, I would have had to check to make sure that I was reading out the right lineup, because that is 13 of the exact same players as they did have in their quarterfinal up against the French. But then there are still no changes in the last 2 positions. Number 14, Kurtley Arendse, and number 15 to close out the starting lineup for the Springboks. And once again is Damien Willems. Are looking through at the reserves. Number 16, Dion Forey. Number 17, Oxner Sheh. And number 18, Vincent Koch. No changes for the Springboks as of yet. Number 19, RG Snyman. And number 20, Kwaka Smith, a player who has just had an insane impact when he makes his way onto the field for the Springboks, whether that is winning a last-minute turnover or just putting in a massive shift to help the Springboks over the line. Definitely one of those key players in the later stages of the game. Up against France, number 21, Faf de Klerk, number 22, Andre Pollard, and number 23 to close out the Springboks side, it is Willie le Roux. So ladies and gentlemen, for the first time since we started announcing Springbok lineups, for the first time this year, for the first time in quite some time, the Springboks going completely identical to what they did have in their last fixture. It would have been very hard to predict, as a lot of people were expecting a lot of changes for the Springboks, but they have decided it worked last week. It can work again up against the English. And the good news is, in only just over 2 days, we will get to find out whether or not that will be the case. But I do thank you all very much for tuning into this very short lineups video. We will have a preview of the match in the near future, talking through both teams and also looking at their previous fixtures throughout the Rugby World Cup. Alongside that, we will also be doing our own live commentary for the matchup that is taking place at 9 PM South African time on Sunday night, so be sure to check that out. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Do let me know what you think of the starting lineup and reserves in the comments down below, and I will see you all for the next one.